Hi, this is Jennifer Alonso with Professional Development Practice Lab and BrazenBFF. I am really excited about our podcast this week. Number 5, we had Meg Bartelt from Flow Financial Planning come and talk to us. And I learned a lot about some things that I should be thinking about in terms of dealing with my money. I particularly enjoyed having Meg on the podcast because she has helped me with some money issues in the past. And she's reminded me of her big mantra, which I took as my own, which is I need to make sure that the way I deal with money matches my values. So I thought I'd just take a couple minutes and think about, okay, what are my values around money and does my behavior match those values? So, which is kind of a different thing, but I thought it would be an interesting exercise. So, value number 1, and this is new for me, it's okay to make money. Growing up in a household that didn't have much, you would think this would be obvious to me, but my mother came from a really rich family and they were really horrible to each other about money. And so I think she had some hangups about it, which she transferred to me. In fact, I remember her saying all the time that money didn't make you happy. And I think she kind of left out that money is a tool. So I think I came away with the impression that money would make you sad, which is not necessarily the case. So number 1, it's okay to make money, and closely related to number 1 is number 2, money is not emotion. Money is a tool to meet your values and your goals. So because I had so much emotional baggage around money, sometimes it's really, really hard for me to deal with it, and I just get anxiety and I get kind of silly about it. And so I've really written this down on a 3x5 card that I keep next to my desk so that when I have to deal with money, I see money is not emotion, money is a tool. So I'm really working on using that in my life. And then number 3 is I have the right to inquire about money that is owed to me. And this is such a huge deal for me. Again, it's related to my having emotional baggage around money, and I have a really bad habit when my university owes me money of not engaging with that. So there's always conflict at my university about reimbursements. And instead of continuing to inquire and making sure that I get paid, I sometimes just let it go because it seems so emotionally taxing to deal with that at all. So for $200, that seems bad. When it's a much larger amount, I feel like I really just need to stop that because it really affects my family and our income. So I remind myself now that I have the right to inquire about money that's owed to me. I'm going to talk just for a couple minutes about how I put these into practice just recently. I did work for a wonderful university on the West Coast, and it's taken them a while to pay me. And so I had to send an email. And I took a really long time to make sure it was really polite because I know usually the person that you inquire to is not the person who is cutting the check. And I was told that the check should be there in a couple days, and it didn't come. So a couple days later, I had to email again. And then I really had to engage. Money is not an emotion. Money is a tool, so that I didn't begin to think that this person would think badly of me if I inquired again. And thank goodness I did, because someone had made a mistake and the check wasn't going to be cut. It had gone into sort of a black hole. But then it didn't come again. And I was really berating myself for being irritated about it. And then I looked down at number 3 and I said, oh, right. I have the right to inquire about money that's owed to me. And I wrote an email and I was about to hit send. And this is the best thing of all. The postal worker came to my door with the mail, and there it was, the really big check. And I was able to take it to Adrienne and say, oh, we got paid. It's our first really big one, and I'm really grateful that I got to do the work with such wonderful people, and I'm grateful that I got to practice a little bit in terms of dealing with money and what's owed to me. And I'm thrilled that we have a check to put in the bank, and I'm really looking forward to doing more work for other universities as a coach and as a speaker. So This is it. Here's our 5-minute video this week on money you can deal. Meg Bartelt from Flow Financial Planning was our guest, and you should check out our podcast, also BrazenBFF.com. See you all soon.